even though the fish stinks at the head, right? So Hegseth is the stinky fish head. Hi there, this is ArtsyWisdom. My name is Diane. Unfortunately, I just did a video on Pete Hegseth and I completely lost it all. So I'm redoing this. Hopefully I can get it right the second time. I wanted to see if he was going to be gone. What's going on? He thinks he's a warrior. He has no regrets. I get into his energy and I know he doesn't feel guilty about anything, and he feels like he's doing the right thing. And that's Buttons. Buttons, what are you barking at? There's nobody here. That's Buttons. I don't know if you guys can see her on the floor over there. I don't know what she's barking at. Buttons, stop. She can hear. Remember, she's the one that's blind, or that's become blind recently. And she can't see, but she can hear. So I don't know if she hears somebody outside. My husband left, so just for briefly. So I thought I would sit in here and do this. So of course, there's that. Pete Hegseth has some issues. Now, when I get into his energy, I wanted to see what was going to happen with him. I know Trump is very, because Pete is pretty and he doesn't back down. And that's what Trump likes about him. Now, I listened to Ryan Macbeth. He is a non-political intel guy, and he works for the military. He does all these different things. He's really, really smart. He has a lot of different angles. He doesn't try not to pick sides. He said, but this case, and he listed the two laws. One was a maritime law and one was a wartime law. And the second strike where he killed those people, killed the two guys, he said, we don't know what the intel is because all we know is what's out in the public. And he said, I don't know what that is. He said, so until we know that, we can't really make a big decision and say, oh, he should be, he should go to jail, etc. But he did say that oversight by Congress is seriously lacking. He's like, they're abdicating their job here. And he says there should be oversight. But now I see a lot of Republican senators and congressmen on the military oversight committee, I'm not sure if that's the name of it, are going to bring him in and ask him questions about what's going on here. If it is what it looks like, then it's not good. Now, I'm going to tell you what cards I got a minute ago. I just pulled some Crow Tarot by MJ Cullerlane, and then I have my other new deck, Woodland Warden by Jessica Rue, but I don't know if I'm even going to use those. Last time I lifted these over and there was death on the bottom. When I feel like the first week or two of December, which is now, today's the 2nd, I do feel there's going to be some come to Jesus moment. Now, that could just be him being at a hearing and this Admiral person coming there to say what happened. They need to see the video. They need to hear everything. That Ryan Macbeth said, there's always a lawyer in the room when they make these decisions. That's another complication. He said, if the lawyer's there and he said it was legal, then it's legal. If the lawyer's there and he ignored it, then we got other problems. So what I pulled on this earlier, and I'll do some more right now, is that, again, he's the Department of War, which I think is the Department of Defense. And if you've not been here before, thank you for stopping by. I'm not a Trump fan, so if that's your jam, sorry. And sorry, not sorry. But he is so on his way out. Hegseth he can't help himself. He just can't. And he's getting back to the old, the bottle. And little by little, not a lot, but little by little. And I don't know the leadership and everybody, they really don't trust him. They don't like his leadership in the Pentagon. And a lot of people have quit. And he's throwing this Admiral, I don't forget his name, Bandy, or maybe that's not right, under the bus. Let me sit so I'm not sitting sideways. So if you haven't been here before, I do political stuff. So we've got the Ace of Swords, which there's going to be some sharp words, some sharp speaking. Then we've got Eight of Swords. There's going to be some wringing of hands and a little bit of losing sleep and feeling trapped. Now, earlier I got the Hanged Man. Now I got the Sun, but these all fell out. So I'm going to analyze that and decide if that's worth anything. I I do see him as carrying this. See this crow carrying this red banner. It's like him saying, "This is me. I'm a warrior for good." He says his name is Secretary of War. Is that good? He wants to dominate. Oh yeah. So last weekend on my Sunday night mysteries, which I do every weekend now, I pick a couple celebrities, usually a mystery. I did Jack the Ripper and Virginia Giuffre and Jeffrey Epstein. It was kind of a dark everywhere, but the big dominant theme for all of those was power and weakness, powerful men, weak, or not weak women, but women being more powerful self. Jack the Ripper killing those ladies of the evening. He had issues he had mommy issues. That's my expert opinion in the spiritual world. I feel like there's some issues with mom, and he was a psychopath. But Jeffrey and Virginia they both had contracts about power and dominance. He had a long history. It was a lot complicated, but he has a beastly soul, if they say. But this next weekend, buttons have started up again. Next week I'm doing George Bush and Michelle Obama. I think that's kind of a mystery. I know they were joking around. I forget it, somebody's funeral, and was it Jimmy Carter's? No, it was farther along ago than that. I forget who it was. And then I don't know what their issue is. Maybe it's past life. Maybe it's just their friends. You know, she's a tough woman. I'll get into that with you guys. I'm very interested because I'm confused about her right now. And then Agatha Christie, who I love, makes me feel cozy. I want a cup of tea and sit with a book on a flowered sofa. and then Abraham Lincoln, who's my favorite. So I'm basically being self-indulgent for the Sunday Night Mysteries. Hopefully you guys can buy. If you like what you see here, please subscribe. It's free and it helps me. And if you comment and like, it really helps with my algorithm. I really appreciate it. So Pete Hegseth, it's going to pick up speed. I do feel when I'm looking at December, I see him, it's something within the next week or two. There's some sort of, I feel like it's out in the open. The light's going to be shining. Maybe that's what this sun is about. Balance. Yeah, I don't know if we know everything. Page of Swords, more swords. He's going to have some backing. I think some people are going to, there's many Republicans that are saying, what? Whoa, huh? You can't do this. It's against maritime rules and wartime rules. But he will have some support. Maybe that's just the orange knucklehead. No, it's a woman. It's a woman. But I feel like, gosh, in my last reading, I thought he was gone. Justice. He's going to get justice. And it's done. You know, Ten of Wands, he's going to fight it with everything he has because he's, you know, and Trump will begrudgingly get rid of him, but it will take a lot. Lawyers in the room and all the people who were involved in this decision, even though the fish stinks at the head, right? So Hegseth is the stinky fish head. And I think they always do this where it's like manipulated, twisted, spun, look over here, do that. And then all of a sudden the lack of attention, we forget. And then there's the new beginning. So, but there's the devil. The devil never leaves. He's got the devil in me. Is there a song, Devil in Me? Yeah. And then we have the grief card. All right. So what I'm getting from this second batch of cards is that the first one I had, the Hangman, which is slow, spiritually focused, or we look at things from a different perspective because I don't think we know what we know. Like I said, Ryan Macbeth says intel is not in public purview or whatever. So we have to wait and see what they say because they don't tell us. And so they make decisions on their intel. So until those are out there. And I think justice will be served and there will be the devil. It's going to, and the grief is going to happen. It's going to happen. I think what they're going to do, what's logically? Let me just sit for a second. If I'm in Trump's energy and look at Pete, God, he just looks at how he looks, not what he says. Isn't that weird? I'm looking at him, and I feel him in his energy. He just says, he looks good. He's strong and resilient, and he doesn't take any shit, and that's what I like about him, kind of thing. He doesn't feel I don't feel Trump feels the pressure yet to get rid of him completely. Now, when they have the hearing, I think he'll do it begrudgingly. He will. He'll have to get rid of him. He's just too much of a liability. Yeah. And I think this hearing will be mid December. Yeah. We got challenges, and maybe, and then 10 of 9 of swords, which is losing sleep, and then 5 of wands is, yeah. So there you go. It's just a matter of time, people. Hope you liked what you see here. Like I said, if you can, subscribe, and my Sunday mysteries, nighttime mysteries will be out soon. Take care. Have a good day. Till next time.